Agency meeting to order on Monday, September 18th at 7 p.m. I'll start with a few remarks. Hello and welcome. I'm Chair Adam Miller, and I'll be presiding over this meeting. As we begin, I'd like to review a few housekeeping items for remote participation. Public comment will be solicited during each actionable agenda item. Once I ask for public comment on an item, please click Raise Hand in the GoToWebinar in order to make public comment. Before being individually identified, all members of the public will be muted. Village staff will announce a speaker by stating their name and unmute their audio to allow up to 3 minutes of public comment. When called, please state your name and address for the record and proceed with your comment, speaking clearly during your allotted time. Do not use the chat or question function in GoToWebinar, as these functions will not be monitored during the meeting, and please limit background noise to the extent possible. As a reminder, this meeting can be viewed live on Comcast Local Channel 18 or streamed at royalpalmbeach.com/YouTube. Okay, now we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Commissioner Williams.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Sarah, can I have the roll call, please?
Yes, you can. We have Chairman Adam Miller,
Here.
Vice Chairman Philip Marquise, Commissioner David Leland,
Here.
Commissioner Lauren McClellan,
Here.
Kara Derry, alternate 1,
Here.
and Kamar Williams, alternate 2.
Thank you, Sarah. Do I have, we have our first order of business is the minutes from the last LPA meeting. Do I have a motion to accept those minutes?
I'll make a motion that we approve those minutes.
Motion made by Commissioner Leland. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Derry. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Minutes pass 5-0. Okay, next, for our next agenda item, application number 23-081DA. Developers Agreement Pod 3. The applicant, Urban Design Studio, on behalf of Southern Boulevard Villas LLC, approved development agreement to revise the minimum unit sizes and average unit sizes to accommodate 2 additional units for the Tuttle Royale Pad 3 multifamily development located approximately 0.27 miles west of the State Road 7 US 441. Minnie, I'll pass over to you.
This one does, nobody has to be sworn on this one, so you can just turn it to staff for a presentation.
Thank you. Josu?
Good evening, Chairman, Commissioners. Do you guys see my screen? All right.
Yes, sir.
Josu Ledger for the record. The applicant is requesting approval of an amended and restated development agreement between the Village of Royal Palm Beach and the developer of the Southern Boulevard Properties Part 3 in accordance with sections 163.3220, 163.3243, Florida statutes, the Florida Local Government Development Agreement Act, known as the Act. The original development agreement was approved by the village in 2019 and recorded in the official records of the Palm Beach County, Florida, at book 30752, page 0667. The current request is to revise the minimum unit sizes and average unit size to accommodate 2 additional units for the Tuttle Royale Part 3 multiple development. Staff is requesting a recommendation of approval be forwarded to the Village Council regarding application number 23-081. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you, sir. Do we have the applicant here? Would you like to make a presentation, sir, or say anything? Can you turn on the...
You don't have to be sworn in, just make sure the microphone is on. Is the light on in front of you on the microphone?
Should be a button at the base.
There you go. Just state your name for the record, but I don't need to swear you in.
No worries. Lindsay Jean-Louis with Urban Design Studio on behalf of Southern Boulevard Villas LLC. Thanks again, Josu, for the presentation. Again, it's a amendment to a developer's agreement that was approved in 2019. Just to give you a really basic background, it was triggered by a site plan amendment that's currently going in process with village staff, where we had 318 units approved, but there was an issue in the site data where the building types were actually not corrected. So the site plan's not changing at all, but through going through those numbers, we're actually at 320 units. And this would be something that would otherwise be a minor site plan review administrative through the planning and zoning staff. But again, because it triggers some minor changes in unit size in the developer's agreement, it requires us to come before you, the Planning and Zoning Commission, and then later on the Village Council. So I'm here to answer any questions if you guys need to. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, we have any questions or comments? Commissioner Derry?
No questions or comments.
Commissioner Leland? I have no questions. Commissioner? Okay. I'd like to open the floor to public comment on this item. Sarah, is there anyone online?
There is nobody online.
Okay, I'll close the floor to public comment. Is there a motion on this item?
I'll make a motion to approve application number 23-081.
Motion made by Commissioner Derry. Do I have a second?
I second that motion.
Seconded by Commissioner Williams. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I could, there's a minor statutory requirement that I announce the next public hearing date, which will be September 21st, 2023 at 6:30 in the council chambers here at Village Meeting Hall. So again, that's September 21st at 6:30. That's the second public hearing required for this developers agreement. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mitty. Okay, on to the next. Congratulations, sir. On to the next application. Application number 23-044, RZ Paint Lux Auto Body. The applicant, Vincent Kafer of HM2V Inc., on behalf of AMG Enterprises LLC, is requesting rezoning approval to rezone a 0.235 plus or minus acre parcel from the village's open spaces OS zoning district to the industrial general IG zoning district for a property located at 6846 Seminole Palms Drive. Josie, over to you, sir.
And before he does that, this one is quasi-judicial, so I need to swear in the applicant and staff. Mr. Kafer, could you go to the podium and I'll swear everybody in at the same time? And state your name for the record when you get there, sir.
Mitty's playing games with me now.
Sorry about that. My first one was a weird one.
Tricking me.
All right, state your name, sir.
Okay, I'm Vincent Kafer on behalf of AMG Enterprises.
Thank you, sir. Will you raise your right hand? Josie, I'll swear you in as well. Do you both swear from the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. And I'll turn back to the commission, local planning agency, and ask disclosures on this item.
Sir?
Thank you, Chair. The applicant is seeking approval to rezone a .235 plus village open space located at 6 Palms Drive. The property is currently vacant. The applicant has indicated in their justification statement that the ultimate goal is to develop the property for the purpose of enlarging the existing Paint Lux. The subject property was owned by the Village of Royal Palm Beach and was recently purchased by AMG Business Enterprise LLC. It's important to note that within the agreement for the purchase and sale of the terms as to how the property is to be used is outlined in section 1.03, and a zoning map also referred to is a I won't go over 1.03 from the property so the buyer. However, I do want to say that to be for the requirements stipulated in this agrees with the applicant's assertions regarding compliance with the village comprehensive plan. Approval of rezoning ordinance number 10.
Commissioner. To say finally that area is getting developed. This is looking like that for a long time. So thank you. Commissioner Leland.
It's nice to see, 30 years ago, that was the Royal Palm Beach J.C.'s building there in that that location.
Yeah.
And it was razzed and taken down, so
Hmm.
nice to see something else coming in there.
The pad is still there.
Okay. Comment, and do I have a made by Commissioner Leland? Second, Ellen. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes 5. All in favor? It's the same as the Zoning Commission meeting.
I make a motion to approve the last minutes.
Motion made by Commissioner Williams. I have
I'll second. Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Minutes pass 5-0. Okay, our first agenda item, application number 23-054 SE, Milestone Motor Business Parkway.
Thank you, Chair. District, Milestone Motors. 3 at 530 Business Parkway. The PowerPoint. Special exception. The village comprehensive plan in conformance with the village development standards. And special exception is consistent with the standards of the village comprehensive plan, complies with all applicable development regulations of the village code, does not have adverse environmental impacts, does not have adverse vehicular or pedestrian traffic impacts which cannot be prevented by the imposition of conditions, does not have an adverse impact upon public facilities, does not have adverse impact on adjacent properties, are compatible with the character and living conditions of the existing neighborhood, does not have an adverse impact on property values in adjacent areas, is not a deterrent to the improvement or development of adjacent properties. The proposed special exception will not seriously reduce the quality or quantity of light and air available to adjacent properties, which cannot be prevented by the imposition of conditions of approvals. We do have specific conditions specifically for this use that has been proposed. Just for the record, I'll quickly go through them. The automobile and or watercraft repair or services and supporting parking shall be located only in the area designated on the accompanying site plan. The site shall be maintained free of all trash at all time, no idle storage of any automobiles waiting to be repaired, and any automobile being kept overnight shall be stored within the building. No idle storage of any materials of any kind shall be permitted on site, including but not limited to chemicals or waste products. No repair activities shall be permitted outside of any bay. The special exception use approval shall be limited to the repair of automobiles only. The applicant shall comply with all federal, state, and local environmental regulations. There shall be no wet washing of the garage bays at any time. Failure of the applicant to comply with any of the conditions of approval at any time may result in the denial or revocation of building permits, issuance of a stop work order, denial of certificate of occupancy, or the denial or revocations of other village issued permits or approvals. Staff has determined that the proposed special exception conforms to village standards and therefore is requesting a recommendation of approval of application number 23-054 and resolution number 23-36, subject to all conditions of approval outlined in the resolution. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I don't see anyone new in the audience. Is anyone online for the? Okay, for Milestone Motors. Okay. I'll just go around to the commissioners if we have any questions. Commissioner Williams, Commissioner McClellan.
No.
I have a question, Josu. So it says it's for automobile and or watercraft repair, but the special exception is only automobiles. This company will only deal with automobiles only.
That is correct. We're just quoting specifically the specific code sections.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Leland? No. Commissioner Derry? No. Okay, I'd like to open the floor to public comment on this item. No takers? Okay. Anyone online yet, Sarah? Okay, I'll close the floor to public comment. Do I have a motion on the first item?
I make a motion to approve the first item, 23054 SE.
Motion made by Commissioner Williams. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Derry. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Okay, right on to the next item. Application number 23-107 VAR, Royal Palm Brewing Company. The applicant, Royal Palm Brewing Company, is requesting variance approval from section 26-75.2B6 of the Village Code to allow for 189 square foot outdoor seating area directly abutting a residential zoning district for a property located at 543 North State Road 7, Suite 103, 106, and 107. Mitty, over to you.
Thank you. This one again is quasi-judicial. The applicant, could you approach the podium and I'll swear you in, sir? State your name for the record when you get there.
My name is George Shetka.
Thank you, sir. Could you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And I'll turn back to the commission for ex parte disclosures on this item.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mitty. Josu?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The applicant is requesting a variance approval from section 26-75.2B6 of the Village Code to allow for a 189 square foot outdoor seating area directly abutting a residential zoning district for a property located at 543 North State Road 7, Suite 103, 106, and 107. Village Code section 26-75.2B6 allows outdoor sitting areas or areas of patron congregation which directly abuts a residential zoning district through a variance approval by the Village Council. Village Code section 26-32 F6 allows the Village Council to grant variances to the code when special exception conditions and circumstances exist which are peculiar to the land structure or building involved, do not result from the actions of the applicant, will not confer on the applicant any special privilege, a literal interpretation of the provision of rights commonly enjoyed by other properties, be in harmony with the general intent and purposes of this division, will not be injurious to the area involved or otherwise be detrimental to the public welfare. That they were granted a special event permit for outdoor dining during COVID-19 since business have the same limitations as breweries as it relates to outdoor dining. All village ordinance boxes with 48 inches trellises to display a visually appealing outdoor space for our neighbors. We had 0 instances of reported complaints from the residents of Bellaterra. Most of the businesses' neighbors have gone out of business of the outdoor dining before signing a lease. PBSO was never contacted and code enforcement was never called to our location during temporary outdoor sitting. Village staff is not in support. Circumstances exist which are not applicable to other lands, and the granting of variance privileges that are denied to other lands, and therefore staff requests a recommendation of denial of application be submitted to the Village Council.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Shetka, do you have a presentation or you'd like to say anything?
I don't have
sir?
a presentation. I have the, we did this a couple times already. I have the same presentation. If there's any questions about any of this, I can answer it. The only thing I do have that's updated is because one question that was brought up was the original date on the approval from the Village of Belterra was from 2018, so I did reach out to them. I have an updated letter from September 11, 2023 that says, to who it may concern, the Board of Directors met and discussed your proposed outdoor dining accommodation that you intend to provide for your patrons. They do not feel that the outside dining experience would disturb the owners of Belterra community and wish you the best in your business enhancements. Signed, the Board of Directors and Ed Zwizzler. If anybody wants to see it, I can show you this.
I'd like to see it.
You'd like to see it? Sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Additionally, as was mentioned, and I, it's actually news to me, I guess, that the staff does not approve it or does not recommend. The biggest thing is when it comes to the Village of Royal Palm, we knew when we took the space, when everything came out, that you couldn't have outdoor seating. Well, of course, again, with the COVID and all that for almost 2 years, and I have the dates on here that we had it.
I'm sorry, Sarah. Can you pass it back this way?
And
Sorry,
they,
sir.
from June 12th, 2020 to March 21st, 2022, again, there were no instances or no issues. We went just fine. We actually had our Oktoberfest celebration this past Saturday. We also had a special event permit for that. There were more people out on that patio, or more tables than what is allowed and what we would be allowed on a permanent basis. We had the same whatever going down there. No concerns, no questions, no instances, no cops were called, no anything. I mean, people sat outside and drank beer and ate their food and enjoyed the outside. And I'm going to go back to, and what and I know Josie mentioned it, but the biggest thing and that our hang up is on this whole thing is that we feel that it is this rule, this code is directed directly at us and no one else. There's no other breweries in town. There won't be any more breweries in town for as far as I can see or what's coming in. And with that said, and I'll go back to it and I'll beat it to the end, is if we did not produce the beer in-house and we brought beer in from distributors, we could have outdoor seating where we're at. There's nothing that would stop us from doing that. And the fact that we've manufactured beer there, and we probably sell less beer than World of Beer does, to be honest with you, out of the tap room. To me, if that's not hardship, that doesn't show that there is a direct disadvantage towards us. I don't know what does. And we proved that we can do it. The mayor said himself last time when they went through the thing that we proved it, and we've got to be able to look at businesses such as our own, take what we've done, and move forward. So, again, I appreciate everybody's time, and again, for the third time that we've been up here talking to you fine folks. But, like, again, I don't know any other way to say what we're trying to do.
Thank you, Mr. Schechter.
Sure.
Commissioners, do we have any questions or comments? Commissioner Derry? Okay, thank you. Commissioner Leland?
No.
I'd just like to say I appreciate you going to your neighbors and asking for that letter. Commissioner McCullen?
I guess I just have a statement/comment. I just want to clarify that this application has come before our board before. This board recommended approval of the special exception before, and that previous application included the same outdoor seating that they are now back before us asking for a variance, all because the council changed the mind on how they want to approve said outdoor seating, correct? Okay. I just wanted to make that clear.
You can, do you want to?
Yeah, so the item, I don't believe ever made it to council. However, the consensus is the fact that they wanted to have a more robust approach to approving the outdoor sitting. So that's why they believe a variance was the best to do that. Best way to do that.
And just one other thing to add, similar to what's happening here tonight, as Josu said, the previous item that was before you didn't make it all the way to council. The text amendment did, but not the actual item, application itself. The same thing here tonight. Your recommendation for the variance, second reading of the zoning text is happening on Thursday night, so your recommendation tonight is contingent, of course, on approval of that zoning text amendment. It was approved on first reading, so I don't expect there to be an issue, but I just wanted to, it is a very similar track to what you saw before.
Okay. I have to open the floor to public comment. Anyone? Sir? If you could approach the mic and say your name and address.
Hi, my name's Brad Moore. I don't have a dog in this race, but I mean, if nobody had a problem with it during COVID, and he has a letter from the council, from the community around it, I wouldn't see why it would be a problem now. I mean, is there a problem besides just the legal aspect of it?
So, yeah, we usually don't have a back and
Oh,
forth,
okay.
but we appreciate your comments.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you, sir. Anyone else? Okay, I like people jumping up. It's great. Sarah, do we have anyone online? Okay, I'll close the floor to public comment. And do I have a motion on
I'm
this
going to
item?
move approval of application 23107 variance.
Okay, so Commissioner McClellan has moved to approve the variance as requested. Do I have a second of that?
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Derry. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Congratulations. Motion passes 5-0. Congratulations,
You get
Mr.
it, we
Shelton.
don't want to see you
Thank you
again.
very much. Hopefully this will be the last time for a while, huh?
But
We have one more
don't leave
item.
because you're
We have
next.
one
Yeah,
more
don't go
item.
anywhere.
One
All right, thank you very much.
We do like seeing you, Mr. Shekta. So, okay. Next item, application number 22-64 SE Royal Palm Brewing Company. You're still going, sir. The applicant, Royal Palm Brewing Company, is requesting special exception approval to allow for a brew pub not to exceed 6,000 square foot of gross floor area, subject to section 26-75.2 within the general commercial zoning district for a property located at 543 North State Road 7, Suites 103, 106, and 107. Mitty?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The applicant has been sworn on the prior item, so he remains sworn now. I'll turn to the commission for any ex parte disclosures on this item. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Josu?
Thank you, Chair. The applicant is seeking special exception. Use approval for a brew pub not to exceed 6,000 square feet of gross floor area, subject to section 26-75.2 for a property located at 543 North State Road 7, Suite 103, 106, and 107, and situated within the Commons Shopping Center. This request is a result of the applicant's desire to expand the current brew pub. Currently, the brew pub occupies 2,679 square feet within Suite 103. The applicant is proposing to expand into Suites 106 and 107 for an additional 2,300 square feet. Also included by separate variance application is a proposed 189 square foot outdoor scene area. This request will bring the brew pub to a total of 5,168 square feet. And reviewing this petition, village staff considered conformity with the Village of Royal Palm Beach Code of Ordinances, specifically section 26-32 F4, which outlines the review criteria for special exceptions application, specifically with the proposed special exception consistent with the standards of the Village of Royal Palm Beach Comprehensive Plan, development regulations of the Village Code, does not have any adverse environmental impact, does not have any adverse vehicular or pedestrian traffic impacts, does not have an adverse impact upon public facilities, does not have adverse impact on adjacent properties, is compatible with the character and living conditions of the existing neighborhood, does not have an adverse impact on property values in adjacent areas, and is not a deterrent to the improvement or development of adjacent properties. The proposed special exceptions will not seriously reduce the quality or quantity of light and air available to adjacent properties, which cannot be prevented by the imposition of conditions. The original application was heard by the Planning and Zoning Commissions on June 27, 2023, but did not move forward to Village Council, as mentioned earlier, due to the required revisions to the applicant's request. The applicant's revised application is the subject of this agenda today. In reviewing the proposed special exception, village staff considered compatibility with adjacent land uses, consistency with the village comprehensive plan, and conformance with the village development standards for the general commercial zoning district in section 26-75.2, brew pubs, breweries, and microbreweries. Staff has determined that the proposed special exception conforms to village standards. And therefore, we are requesting a recommendation of approval be submitted to Village Council regarding application number 22-64. As mentioned earlier, this item will be heard by Village Council on Thursday, 21st. This concludes my presentation. If you have any questions.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Schechter, you have anything additional to add?
Nope, nothing additional.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, do you have any questions? Commissioner Derry?
No questions.
Commissioner Leland?
It's nice to see a business expanding.
Right?
Yeah, good for you.
Thank you.
I have no questions. Commissioner McClellan?
Nope.
Commissioner Williams? Okay, I'd like to open the floor to public comment. Oh, you're my buddy. Okay. Anyone online, Sarah? Okay, I'll close the floor to public comment. Do I have a motion on this item?
I'll make a motion that we approve application 22-64.
Motion made by Commissioner Leland. Do I have a second?
I second that motion.
Seconded by Commissioner Williams. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Good luck on Thursday, Mr. Schechter.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That's it, right? This time?
That's
all right. Then. Again,
You come
thank
back
very
next
much.
meeting if you
Make
like,
sure-
just to
make sure
hang
you bring
out.
that letter to the council.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you again.
Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, moving right along. Application number 23-063 SPM AAR Kingswood Academy. The applicant, Kingswood Academy Royal Palm, on behalf of Globex Investments Group, V, LLC, is requesting major site plan modification, architectural and aesthetic review approval for the conversion of a vacant retail building into a child daycare centers with modifications to the building, paint color, landscape additions, and signage for property located at 10245 Okeechobee Boulevard. Mitty?
Thank you, sir. This one again is quasi-judicial. Your name for the record, sir?
John Schmidt, agent for the applicant.
Thank you, sir. Could you raise your right hand for me and I'll swear you in? Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir. I'll turn back to the commission and ask for any ex parte disclosures on this item. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mitty. Josu?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The applicant, Kingswood Academy, Royal Palm, on behalf of Globex Investment Group, VLLC, is requesting major site conditions and architecture and aesthetic review for the conversion of a vacant retail building into a childcare centers with modifications to the building, paint color, landscape additions, and signage. 45 in the Cobblestone Village Shopping Center and situated within the general commercial zoning district. The applicant is proposing to redevelop the existing building, formerly a 11,200 square foot CVS, into a childcare facility that will serve 240 children and have 24 staff members at maximum work shift. The proposed improvement includes reconfiguring the drive-through XX parking circulation drive into 16,000 square foot outdoor play area. The outdoor play area will be treated with artificial turf and include a tot lot, a splash pad, little tech car, track, jungle gym, and and wash stations. The current dumpster will be relocated from the northwest to the northeast and will include a new enclosure as well as landscape treatment. And within the application, village staff considered conformity with specifically the proposed project meets the requirements of the general commercial zoning district in section 26-61 planned commercial development. As it pertains to parcel size, parcel width, setbacks, impervious area, parking requirements, landscape areas, maximum building height, and overall, the proposed site plan improvement meet all the village requirements for this type of use in the general commercial zoning district. Application architectural approval modifications to the current landscape plan to accommodate the proposed modifications to the site. The landscape plan meets village code. shows the proposed changes to the existing building. The slide shows the building modifications as well. Again, the slide shows the proposed architectural to the existing building along with signage. The proposed signage. And reviewing this application, village staff considered conforming to 26 of the Village Code of Ordinances. Specifically, the proposed project meets the requirements of the zoning district. 23-063 with a minor amendment to the conditions of approval highlighted within the staff report. Be impacting conditions 2C. So it shall state all signs must. So if you have.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Schmidt, do you have a presentation? Would you like to add anything?
No, I'd like to add anything. We're in agreement with the conditions of approval, specifically 2C as amended, and hopefully that does council.
Thank you. Commissioner McCullen, I think it looks really nice what you're going to do. I'm glad it's going to get spruced up. CVS is looking a little old. Commissioner Leland?
Thanks.
Looks at you, right?
No comments.
Commissioner Derry? Okay, thank you. Like for the public comment? Okay, seeing none here, do we have anyone online? Public comment, and do I have on this item?
I'll make a motion to approve item 23-63.
Thank you. Motion made by Commissioner Williams. Do I have a second?
And before you call for the second, Mr. Williams, are you okay with the revised condition as stated by staff as part of your motion? Okay, thank you, sir.
So motion made by Commissioner Williams, the amended application. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Derry. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you for your
Congratulations.
consideration.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Commissioner Leland. I wasn't saying you were old, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Application number 23-082 AAR, Christ Fellowship Church. The applicant, Kemp Signs and Service, Inc., is requesting architectural approval for new tenant panels on an existing monument sign for a property located at 99005 Southern Boulevard. Mitty, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, your name for the record?
My name is Maria Morales. I'm a representative for Kemp Signs.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm going to swear you in. Could you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll turn back to the commission for ex parte disclosures on this item.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mitty. Josu?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The application before you is 23-082 AAR. The applicant is requesting architectural approval in order to update the existing monument signs to reflect Christ Fellowship's new logo for a property located at 9905 Southern Boulevard. The applicant is proposing a face change to the west monument sign and the southeast monument sign to add Christ Fellowship's new logo. The existing southeast monument sign, once bearing the Applebee's sign, will now display the new signage for Christ Fellowship. This slide illustrates the location of the signs on the property. Number 2 is on the southeastern corner, and number 3 is the new faces on the western portion of the property. This slide illustrates the existing and proposed sign face change along the west property line. This slide illustrates the existing and proposed sign face change along the southeast property line. Staff is recommending approval of application number 23-082 AAR as submitted. This concludes my presentation. If you have any questions.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Do you have any presentation? You'd like to add anything?
No presentation, but yeah, just like he stated, we're just doing simple face changes to the existing signage to show their new logo. So that's it.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners, do we have any questions? Commissioner Derry?
Nope.
Commissioner Leland? No. I have none. Commissioner McClellan? Okay. I'd like to open the floor to public comment.
I know Brad.
Yeah.
We do work for him.
Good company. I think it'll look good for the community.
Thank you, sir. Do we have anyone online, Sarah? Okay, I'll close the floor to public comment. Do I have a motion on this item?
I move approval application 23-082 AAR.
Motion made by Commissioner McClellan. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Leland. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? I think motion passes 5-0. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night. Okay. Last item. She's going to stay to be his public comment. Okay. Application number 23-086 AR, gas station color change. The applicant, All Day General Construction, Inc., is requesting architectural approval to repaint the exterior of an existing gas station building for a property located at 590 North State Road 7. Mindy?
Thank you. Same thing. Sir, your name for the record?
Brad Moore. I'm the APEC Property Management.
Okay, thank you, sir. I just need to swear you in. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll turn back to the commission for any ex parte disclosures. Thank you.
Thank you, Mindy. Josie, over to you.
Thank you, Chair. The application before you is 23-086 AAR. The applicant's requesting architectural and aesthetic review approval in order to repaint the exterior of an existing gas station building situated within the Cold Sky Shopping Plaza and located at 590 North State Road 7. The applicant is proposing to repaint the building as follows. Wall color for the building is high reflective white, parenthesis SW7757. The brick color is ethereal white, SW61. And the roof color is lock blue, SW6502. This slide illustrates the proposed front elevation. This slide illustrates the proposed color samples. Staff is recommending approval of application number 23-086 AR as submitted. This concludes my presentation. Any questions?
Thank you, Joe. Have any questions?
No questions. We're trying to update the station just to make it look better, to meet our marathon image colors.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, do we have any questions? Commissioner Derry?
Nice to see you. Getting an update.
Commissioner Leland?
Yeah, just nice to see you.
Commissioner Williams?
I concur with the rest.
Thank you. I'd like to open the floor to public comment. I'm just Thank you. Motion on this item.
I'll make a motion to approve application number 23-086.
I think we were making him nervous. Okay, we have a motion made by Commissioner Derry. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner McClellan, I think. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next meeting will be Tuesday. Mitty, is there anything else we need to discuss, or are we good? Okay, thank you. Motion to just adjourn the meeting?